Alright, here's a game I just played. Um, so this hand looks kind of questionable, um, but between the Bobble and Shredder, and then 3 discard spells, and I'm on the play, I figured that I should be very favored in this against a lot of decks. I can Bobble and Shredder myself to, get a Lantern or get a bridge or whatever, but I'm going to tear apart my opponent's hand and still have a good lead into a lock. So I go for the Thoughtseize first because I'm worried of a Ragavan, and I see that my opponent's on Twiddle Storm. I pull the Vizier because it's the only one that really draws cards for them. I'm guessing my opponent, I don't know what they think that I'm on, because all they saw was Swamp, Thoughtseize, Bobble, and I'm thinking maybe they were trying to hold up Lightning Bolt here. And I made a mistake here, actually. I didn't mean to play this on the green. I meant to play it on black. But so I could do a double discard if I need to. That's a mistake on my behalf. They did draw a ring. So I grabbed that, of course. And then I go for the Shredder, and I'm going to Bobble and Shredder myself, not my opponent, because my opponent is pretty far away from having anything relevant. I'm not worried about, this small, infinitesimally small likelihood they draw something else good in a row. And I'm about to duress it anyways. So I look at my top card, I see a Lantern, and I realize now with a Lantern and a duress, it is very likely that I'm just going to lock my opponent out. And I start blind milling my opponent. And even better, I draw a second Shredder. So go for the duress, playing around a Spell Pierce. Grab the hidden strings. So that leaves them with a bunch of trash. And then I go for a Lantern and Shredder lock. And that's pretty much it. I didn't really have to do the hidden strings, I don't think. Lotus Field's gone, yeah. I milled the Sylvan Scrying and whatnot because, well, the Wish is obvious, but the Sylvan Scrying, I'm not sure what kind of lands they might have. I'm worried they might have a Blast Zone. I would prefer that not be the case. So. I'm okay with my opponent having a bunch of tap untap stuff because it's not really going to help them at all. Another Sylvan Scrying, which I'm not happy about, but because again, I don't know. Really, I should know because if you're a Lantern pilot, you should know pretty much every deck in the meta and what the typical lists are. But I don't know if they're running Blast Zone. So and I could have probably Googled it, but I didn't want to waste time. I figure it's okay to mill this. They have a bunch of dead crap. There's an Otawara. Not worried about it at all. Or tap and untap crap. I don't want them to have the Vizier because it draws at instant speed. I can go to copy my Shredder to secure the lock. Yeah, make a dude. And mill the Vizier. And there's a Twiddle. So I grab a Pixis here, I think. Yeah. Just in case, so I can exile stuff from the top in case that comes up. I mean, I could have grabbed a Grafdigger's Cage, but I wanted to be able to have a better top control as well. Mill to consider, of course. Not worried about hidden strings. It's a sorcery too, so. So opponent is starting to tap my dudes just so they can survive. Yeah, not worried about Pact. Milling myself to try to secure the lock if I can. There's a Shredder. And opponent concedes because they're not going to be able to survive all of this. So we go to game 2. I was kind of torn on the sideboarding here. I ended up bringing in my Grafdigger's Cage and the Hillspell Bomb and Stone of Eric. And I also brought in my 3 Nature's Claims that I've been testing in place of Leyline of Sanctity. And I was kind of on the fence between the Nature's Claims and what's it called? Stonebrain. Wasn't sure which was better, but I figured Nature's Claim, they could get 1 spell off with Underworld, and then I could, kill it in response. But the Stonebrain might have been better. Who knows? I was also worried Stonebrain you can only activate as a sorcery, and I was afraid that they might tap it during my upkeep if I don't have 4 mana, making it so I could never actually use it. So I really like this hand. Again, I got the Shredder Bobble combo here to dig to what I need. I got 2 Nature's Claims. I figured they might bring in ley lines as well. Unfortunately, ley lines are good. That's another reason why I didn't bring in the Stonebrain, because I was worried about ley lines stopping it. And then double Thoughtseize to tear apart their hand, just like I did game 1. And another discard spell. So yeah, I go for, and since I know they don't have Ragavan, I decided to rest here first instead. And I take the Preordain. I can grab the Wish later. Breach doesn't do anything yet, and I have 2 Nature's Claims anyways, and then I figure I can Thoughtseize to get Wish and Vizier or whatever else they draw. Wrong one. There we go. Yeah, Flooded Strand. They got a blind draw. This time I probably should have played it on the green for the Nature's Claim, but and I probably should have Thoughtseize first there, I think. But they drew a second Wish, which is very good for them. So I'm not too happy about that. So I'm pretty sure I take the Wishes here, so that I can. Vizier is unfortunate, but I think they might have actually played the Wish too. Okay, cycling Vizier now. And Sambar. So they still have Wish and Breach and an unknown card, and they just played their 3rd land, so they weren't able to cast Wish. I'm going to use Bobble on myself. I see a Pixis on top, and I do not want that. I would much prefer a Lantern. Like, Pixis is fine, but I want the lock. So I get a Stirrings. I'm going to cast the Stirrings. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I grab a Stone. It's going to make it very difficult for my opponent to win from here. I'm pretty sure I Thoughtseize, and then I hold up Nature's Claim. Yeah, bolt. And I will grab the wish. So that means Underworld Breach isn't going to do anything because it's stone, so they have one turn to do something here. Yeah. They go get their Lotus Field, which is unfortunate. Now, they have one card in hand, and it's Breach. It might have been, in hindsight, it might have been correct to just do the stone now. I don't remember if I do. Oh, I do. Yeah. Yeah. And play my gardens. I did go down a bridge here. Yeah. So things are not good for the opponent. Again, Starrings. This time there's a lantern, which is great, so now I can start controlling their draws. Yeah, there's another breach. So they do have breach and unknown, if I remember correctly. I don't want them to have preordain. I think I copy my shredder. Yeah. Profane Tutor, fortunately, is going to give me, whatever I need. Oh yeah, they had this guy on top. It does mean that my opponent's probably going to be able to breach next turn and get it into play, but I think between Tutor and Trophy, I should be able to survive. And I'm still keeping the green mana up for the claim. Yeah, so breach. And they only play one spell after this, if I remember correctly. Yep. So I didn't get a chance to kill the breach before they could do this. So yeah, just milling my opponent. And I do think I'm going to... The Profane Tutor should get me the bridge in time. I do have to worry a bit. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That'll put me to 4. And it could have been argued that Trophy on this guy might have been correct. I do mill myself. And now I kill that guy. I should have killed it before, I think. I mean, I don't think it matters in the end, but... and yeah, milling myself. Granted, that lantern was going to shuffle back in, but really I want to be able to get a discard spell if I can. And getting that lantern out does slightly increase my chances of getting a discard spell. So I cast it, go get a bridge, and there's a discard spell. So I go for the Thoughtseize, get the breach, and then the bridge, and then that's game. Yeah. My top decks are way better here. And I am milling myself to get dead cards off top, especially like Thoughtseize. I can't cast it, so. My opponent decides to play it out for a while for some reason. And now I'm going to start milling my opponent out. And my opponent finally concedes. But yeah, relatively easy.